The Online Racing Network proudly presents Core Season 3. We're here at Daytona International Speedway, where it all began a little over a month ago for the Core Fall Brawl. Tonight, instead, we are here for the Silver Fox Duels here at Daytona to set the grid for tomorrow night's Daytona 250. Glad to have you along for the ride. We've got both duels coming up tonight. We've got this one here at the right around the 8 o'clock hour. And then at 9 o'clock, we will get duel number 2 racked and ready to go. In the meantime, I'm Jacob Hitz. I'm joined for this duel by Ben Easterday. He's off track for this one. He'll be on track for the next one. Plus, we've got Cody Workman doing the rounds on pit road as usual. So, Ben, you were here for the Fall Brawl earlier on this year, and it was kind of hectic.
Yes, it was. You can get big runs in this track, as well as if you get side by side, you're actually faster than if you're pushing one by one, or if you're on the bumper of the car. So we should be seeing some exciting racing here.
We'll just have to wait and see at this point, as we had an oopsie and we're doing group qualifying instead of normal qualifying. Here's the pack, 3x3. There goes somebody off to the grass. That's Ryan Vargas. I can't believe they made that one work. So here's where we are right now. 20 seconds left here in qualifying, and here's what your order looks like. Since we are doing group qualifying, this means that the duels will set the order. There is no front row lock-in. We were initially going to do that, but because it's group qualifying, there's no point. So 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Happy New Year. Harry Tiller on pole for this first duel. And we've got 10 drivers here ready to roll. I believe it's 10. Should be 10. I've got 10 on my board. So, it is just about time as Vargas wrecks on the backstretch, and we'll run through the grid on pit row. But before we get to that point, let's go downstairs to Cody Workman, who's got some information on a couple of drivers that you'll see here in this first duel. Go ahead.
Thanks so much, Jake. Well, the Core League has always been home to showcasing the amazing talents of NASCAR YouTubers, content creators, etc. But so far, like for tonight's races, we have some pretty special guests. One of them being Ryan Vargas, driver of the number 6 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and he has a pretty popular strategy that's been partaken by none other than NASCAR's most popular driver for many years, Dale Earnhardt Jr., which is just stay up front, lead as many laps as possible, and be up there because the safest place up is be out front and less likely able to get caught up in a wreck or anything. Gary Owen, he won here in the Fall Brawl race, and most of his strategy during then was he just kind of stayed in the back and made it through wrecks and whatnot, and was able to find his way up to the front at the end by just keeping his nose clean throughout the race. And although this was going to be a much shorter race, this 25-lap duel, he'll try to pull that same strategy again and see if he can be up there towards the end and win another one here. And then finally, Season 1 champion Dale Reynolds did not have the Fall Brawl that he wanted to, but he said that he learned a lot, and that's mainly what he wanted to use those 4 races for. And he thinks with the amount of stuff that he's learned and Daytona being one of his better tracks, he thinks that he can get off to this Season 3 with a strong start.
Thank you, Workman. We'll check in with you as we need to throughout the night. We've got 10 drivers here for this duel, and we will run through the grid. We'll pull up the grid right now. Here we go. On the pole, Harry Tiller in the pink 69 machine. He starts first. Ryan Vargas in the 6 TikTok machine on his outside. In row number 2, Lowell Asnaka? They'll yell at me whether I got it right or not. I'll hear it after the race. But Lowell 48 fan. He's starting third in the 25 machine. On his outside, Kyle Cuthbertson in the 91. Row number 3, Brian Pasternak, also known as What If. He's on the bottom. Cosmo Ioneshu on the outside, starting in the 6th spot. Row 4, 7th, Dale Reynolds in the 27 car. Fan favorite Rusty Walrus in the 8th spot on the outside. And rounding out the grid, Gary Owen in 9th and drive-through in 10th. I don't know why it says 10th and 11th. it is what it is. Gary Owen won this race in the Fall Brawl just about a month ago. So the field about almost halfway down the back straightaway. It's almost time for us to get rolling here from Daytona. Ben, what's one thing you're looking forward to here tonight?
I'm looking forward to seeing these back people try to get through the field. I know DT's starting in the back. I see that Gary Owen's starting in the back, so it'll be fun to see how they maneuver their way, whether they'll stay on the outside, use that side suck to try to make it 3 wide going on the outside, or staying on the bottom and see if they can make moves down there. Again, there's no yellow line rule down here, so we might see some action in the tri-oval.
No yellow line rule. It's going to be chaotic. There's no doubt about the chaos. It's a matter of if, not when. Field comes around here through turns 3 and 4. And it is just about time for us to get rolling. We're glad you're watching. The Core from Daytona. The Silver Fox first duel is underway.
We already see Cosman trying to go on the inside line. We'll see what he can do from there.
That outside line falling apart early on as Vargas trying to lead the charge. He's got a little ways to go before we get to Kyle Cuthbertson and then Rusty and drive through. We got Lowell on the inside with What If right behind him, and then Cosman off of 2.
Now they have to be very careful with pushing here. If you push, and what can happen is the hood can go underneath the car, lift it up, and then it just whips the car in front of you around. So you have to be very careful. There's a slight bubble where you can just hang and be able to push without actually getting in contact with them.
Yeah, you push with these cars, you're probably going to pick the tires up off the ground of the car in front of you, spin them out, and maybe even cause a bigger wreck in the process. We saw that in one of the overtimes in the Fall Brawl when Cosman got turned down to the bottom and then Schildhaus got turned up to the outside line behind him, and the field flew apart and just about 3 cars made it through unscathed. Only 25 laps here at Daytona, so these guys are going to have to work quick to try and get to the front and try and get a good starting spot for the race tomorrow.
Cosman was looking pretty wide there, but he thought better of it and went back in the line. There he's doing his best to block the bottom and the top, where Vargas is and the bottom car.
Tiller out in front for the time being, but Ryan Vargas is fighting for it hard on the outside with Cuthbertson right on his bumper. As they head back to turn 1, we're split even 5 and 5 as What If slides up the racetrack a bit from the bottom, now gets it back to the yellow line. Outside line seems to be able to push better, but we'll have to see if the inside line can scrap it together for the time being.
There's DT putting it 3 wide under Rusty. Looks like Rusty is backing off there a bit. I think he knows that it's starting to get a little iffy, and might be seeing a caution here in a few.
Possible, especially if these guys keep up the racing that they are right now. It's Rusty and Gary Owen at the back of the grid. Field crosses the stripe. 22 laps to go. Through 1 and 2 again. Taylor and Vargas still fighting hard for the lead.
Now later on in this run, the tires are going to start getting harder, and they're starting to get hotter, which means the bottom line's going to have a little more trouble trying to stay on the bottom with all those bumps. You might see them push up and might get into the cars on the second lane.
Gary Owens made his way up now back to the lead pack. 4th in line on the outside line. It's 4 and 4 on the inside and on the outside. Now Drive Through and Rusty are catching up to the rear. 21 laps to go here from the first Silver Fox duel here at Daytona to set the grid for the Daytona 250. 100 laps tomorrow night, same time, same place. And it'll be this, but double the amount of cars. Osmond slides up off the corner.
Here he goes. He's 3 wide. He's getting that side suck on all those cars in the middle. He might be able to clear Vargas here. He does not.
Got a hole in the middle if he can get down, and he will. So Cosman makes it 3 wide, is able to get by Cuthbertson, and Lowell slides up the racetrack. He wants the top. Vargas looks to the bottom. This is where we see a lot of contact. Look out, guys.
Harry is doing a lot of blocking there, and it is not working out. He is in the middle
They
by
are 4
himself.
wide. Man, oh man. Oh, Tiller gets pushed up. I can't believe they hung on. I think Cosman just scraped it off the wall there through 1 and 2. So now it's Lowell and Vargas leading the charge at the front.
What if making it 4 wide? He's thinking about it. He thought better of it.
Too early on in the race to be making moves like that, I guess, is his thought process. We're almost 3 wide for the lead. Cosman away up by the wall. Got Vargas and Lowell still out in front. Harry's trying to stick his nose in places that it probably shouldn't go as they come off the 4.
Now they got 1 fast repair, and it's only 25 laps, so these guys might be more aggressive. I mean, worst case scenario, you just start in the back on the race tomorrow, so we'll see how aggressive they want to go.
And remember, we are adding stages with the race tomorrow. So these guys are going to be after stage points tomorrow. They'd rather start up towards the front and then have to worry about it. And here we go, 4 wide.
Oh, no.
This isn't going to work.
See how this goes.
Oh, Lowell gets pushed up.
What if needs to come up on the track? That's not how you do it.
He's gonna spin Lowell around, and he collects Dale and Gary Owen.
Oh.
And what if and caution. Drive through around as well. And our first caution of duel number 1. Let's take a look here. There it is already in progress. So here they are down the backstretch, just 4 wide down the back straightaway. And this really wasn't going to work.
No, you have to be 2 wide there at most. That way the car above you at least has a way to get you kind of in before you get into the turn where there was just no space for him to come up. So he just was stuck at the bottom, and that's what you see. He got turned around.
Got on that transition, got him sideways. He almost had it saved, came up the racetrack, got into Dale Reynolds, and that sent both of them around, drive through, nowhere to go. Another replay here, now from another angle. Past that, just 4 wide, and 4 wide going into turn 3. I've heard it described before like trying to shove a marshmallow into a parking meter, and it's pretty much how this worked out here. Is everybody, half the field, 5 cars involved in this early accident.
What was that saying? A marshmallow into a parking meter?
Yep. Just to go on board with what if here, down on the bottom. Yeah. He almost had it.
And poor DT, you just had nowhere to go.
Yeah,
Rusty was smart. He had the brakes on immediately and was able to avoid everything.
Couldn't get on the brakes fast enough there. His cars are on pit road right now. 6 cars, 7 cars, it looks like in total. Harry Tiller's on pit road. And then what if... Oh, it is only 5. I can count. It's 6. Tiller, what if, Reynolds, Rusty, Gary, and drive-through on pit road right now. Some of them getting the damage fixed. I don't think anybody took the fast repair there, so everybody's just getting the fenders knocked out after the crash, and they're going to try it and hang on to that fast repair just in case we see a later caution that is much more violent than this one was.
How y'all doing?
Oh, hey!
Hey, how you doing?
We know that guy.
Yeah.
We've got Travis Brown in the booth. He is, he's in the second duel.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not sure how much of the race you've been able to catch so far, but I'm curious on your thoughts here.
I saw that little run right there, and that was interesting, but I haven't seen much more than that. I saw him wreck right then, and that was about it. So I saw it was like 20 to go. I have some time before I have to race. Figured I'd come up here and watch it with y'all.
Hey, you've got,
I can find the spectator session. I'm a little stupid here, so.
You've got plenty of time. I think we're coming to 1 to green now. Drive-thru still on pit road. I think he's going to fall a lap down. Actually, just got off pit road. So he should stay on the lead lap. Workman, what you got for us?
Yeah, let's talk with those guys real quick. The only guy who's using their faster pair real quick is What If. He got slammed pretty hard, especially right there in that right front wheel. Looked like Drive-thru. He's going to take, he isn't going to use his faster pair, but he definitely had the most amount of damage out of everybody. But other than that, just a little bit of scuffs here and there along the fenders, and they all should be able to make it out there and still make decent speed.
We'll have 15 laps to go here on the restart. And that's gonna put us in for a dash for the finish. If they can make it to the white flag, the next flag ends the race. If they manage to wait to wreck until 2 to go, or 3 to go, or even 4 to go, we may see some overtime action. They get 3 green-white checkers, as I don't know what is happening here. Vargas and Osman are weaving and blocking themselves down the backstretch here, trying to keep themselves entertained, I guess. As these guys have just 15 laps to go. This duel will set the inside row for tomorrow's race, and then the duel coming up at the 9 o'clock hour will set the outside row.
Now, DT didn't take his fast repair, and I can see that he's going to be probably going off pace. He's off pace by about 4 to 5 miles an hour. He should be able to keep up with the draft, but I don't see him making any moves. His front bumper looks a little dinged in, as well as his left side.
Nah, that dog will hunt. That's fine. I've won with shit worse, with cars worse than that. Great flag!
Vargas gets out to a good start as they head off to Turn 1. It's a good thing this isn't airing on anything that the FCC worries about.
See, people always tell me, you need to be on TV. That's why I can't be on TV right there.
It's single file. We've got a conga line going into Turn 1. We haven't seen much of this.
There's Harry. He's got the side step. You can see if he can keep up and try to catch up as Vargas blocks him, but we'll see what Harry does.
Oh, they're going to stack up back here. That could have been big. They all got under each other. Tiller got under Vargas, and then Lowell got underneath Tiller. Everybody was able to keep it straight, and Cosman's to the lead on the bottom with Cuthbertson in tow.
I think Cuthbertson's a good little plate racer. I think he's like an IndyCar dude or something, but he loves plate racing. He runs a lot of my races, and he does really good in them, but he has terrible luck, so I would expect him to get wrecked any moment now.
He was able to make it through that first wreck. It all happened behind him, and here we are packed in double wide all the way through the field again, as it appears these guys didn't learn a whole lot. Cosman slides up. Cuthbertson thought about looking to the inside. Cosman covers the spot off, too.
We haven't yet seen any 4-wide action, so I think they might have learned, but we'll see a couple laps down the road.
Well, it took them a while to get to that 4-wide point. Took them almost 6 or 7 laps, so we'll see if it happens.
Oh, Harry will make it happen. Harry will make it happen. As soon as Vargas gives up the middle here, Harry's going to try to shuffle him. I guarantee it. Harry hates running second. He's back and forth in there, sawing on the wheel right now. I can see it. He's going to put him 3 here any second. He'll probably wreck doing it, but he will try it. I know he will try it.
We saw him making a lot of moves in that first stint. Him and Pasternak were the 2 guys that were being the most aggressive out of everybody. Right now, it's still Cosman out in front, Vargas up high, with Cuthbertson on the bottom to help, and then Tiller on the outside to help. And Drive-thru, actually, he's been able to stay with the pack.
Told you.
I don't know if he'll be able to lead them very well, but his car is at least good enough to run in air. Workman's got an update for us. What you got?
First on Ryan Vargas. Remember, guys, he said that he felt the best place that he wanted to be in this strategy was going to be right out front, stay in front of all that trouble, and he's been there the entire time so far this race. And also right on the inside of him, Cosman, I honestly remember when we were back here for the fall brawl, he led the most laps and definitely looked like the fastest car, and it looks like that hasn't changed since we've come back to these duels.
Off of 2, 12 laps to go. I don't know where What If is going. Adding his own little chicane there on the backstretch.
He's just dropping back to get her. Oh, my God, Devin. Davin got off the weeble wobbles. The back and forth is what I like to call them. You never want to get the back and forth, especially in these ARCA cars. When you get the back and forth, you'll go back one too many times, and then you go fourth. And unfortunately, fourth is right into the wall, and that's what Davin almost did. It made Rusty lift, and now poor Rusty's going to lose the draft, it looks like.
Possible.
I see him gaining some speed, so I think Rusty can keep up. But man, that really screwed Rusty over. We'll see where.
We're 1 and 2 again. These guys starting to get a little bit tighter. Vargas and Cosman almost leaning on each other through turns 1 and 2.
I'm surprised nobody's going third lane yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's got to be frustrating being back there at the back. I'd already been third lane. I know that. These guys, it's just baffling me. They could get up there. Third lane works good here. The bottom, actually, they're letting the bottom get the lead. I don't know how the bottom's doing this good. Middle to high lane's the way to go here. That 25 could put it up there. That 27 goes with him. It would work.
That high lane just needs to get closer to the inside lane. Just try to do more side sucking. You can get a really good run if you just keep them tight, especially in the turns when it starts getting bumpy, because they'll have to lift in order to keep it down there.
Or they slide up and hit the car on the outside and take the whole pack with them. We've seen it go either way before. 10 laps to go, coming to 9 to go this time by in the first duel here at Daytona. And Tiller slides up the racetrack. That's going to hurt the top side here.
See if Cosman goes up. Oh, if he's going to do it, he better do it now. Oh, well, too late.
Just didn't have the time, and Vargas got a big run. He's going to edge Cosman out at the line. But Cosman
25 was thinking. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
25 looked like he wanted to go high. I'm not used to having other people in here. This is good stuff. He wanted to go high, but somebody's got to get some balls about him and go high. I'm telling you, they would be 10 mile an hour faster than the field. They could blow by him. If they did it off 4, it would work.
I think because Vargas is driving more towards the wall on that outside line, that's the reason that nobody's able to get a third line going up high. Almost got turned there by Tiller down the backstretch. Here they go through 3 and 4 again, coming to 8 laps to go.
High side's starting to get tighter and tighter. I'm just waiting for Harry to start making the move and getting around Vargas.
Almost clear of Cosman there coming out of the trial, though, but I think Cosman's going to pull back even to him to turn 1. That he will.
Oh.
This track isn't easy to drive. My goodness. Gary Owen had the lift there.
That was the back and forth. The 25's trying to split Harry now. That's what they're going to do. They're going to hang him out like yesterday's laundry. Now he's got to stop trying to fake high. He wants Vargas to go high. See, it's mind checkers is what it is out here, folks. What these guys try to do, they try to trick each other into doing things, and then they counter that move, and then they do what we call a pass. They're just going to pass them, and that gains them a spot, and y'all know the drill there. But that's what Harry's trying to do, but if he's not careful, the 25's going to shoot right through the middle and bring Dr. Pepper with him.
Gary Owen using that wonderful Canadian internet, blinking down the front stretch and off of turn 4. Looks like he's got it under control now. 7 to go.
Those bottom cars are starting to slide up now. Those tires are starting to get hot.
Outside line doesn't seem as uniform as it once was. Lowell and Dale Reynolds sliding up a bit off the corners.
Rusty's on the back of this train, but he's starting to get in there. I think Rusty's getting ready to do some moves.
They're going to have to make a move. Somebody's got to do it because you can't pass. The leader at the white flag will probably win the race here. It's not like regular Daytona. It's a lot harder to pass here. High side gets the run on 4, so I expect here next lap or so everybody's going to try to make their race-winning move.
Now to make it 6 more times. I'll be impressed if they make it that far. We only see 1 caution here in this opening duel. As drive-through gets a little bit out of line, Rusty has to go all the way down to the apron. He's going to lose some time. Not as much as he did earlier, though.
Yeah, Rusty just needs to keep that foot on the throttle. If he sees cars going back and forth, you just got to keep the throttle down.
Five to go.
So who's dominated this one? I got here late.
Well, it's been the two guys that are leading right now, Cosby and
Wow.
Ryan.
Okay.
Hey guys, so I just want to ask you, like, when you're in a position like this, 4 laps to go, and especially all these guys, they're in the same Discord chat right now too, believe it or not. They're all in the same voice chat and everything, so they can make deals. So if you're like that guy in third, fourth, fifth, what do
trouble,
you do?
trouble, Dale Reynolds.
Process?
Oh,
Lowell, they saved
he
it.
saved it.
And Dale's going to save it on the apron. Drive-through stuck it up the middle. Lowell panicked, got the wall, and everybody had the lift. Everybody makes it back, though. 4 laps to go.
lose some patience here. He knows at this point, you got to go. We got 4 laps to go. We need to start pushing it.
I can't believe they didn't pile him up there. That was impressive. But unfortunately
Go
ahead.
off of what Workman's saying. We're not saying anything. We are silent at this point. We are focusing on making that turn, trying to make sure how close the cars are. We're pretty much silent at this point. There is no deal making going on.
Oh,
right now.
Vargas to the bottom. He knew Harry wasn't working with him. But if Davin could give Harry the business, it might work out. But Davin's got that front end damage. This might be Cosman's race to lose here.
Now Cosman's looking to the top, trying to fool him out. To the bottom. 3 to go.
This is what Harry wanted. He's got fresh air. He's got DT behind him. This is looking really good for Harry.
What if's got a hell of a run back there with I don't know how to say his last name.
A snack.
Okay.
A snonke?
Oh,
Trouble
there
Vargas
goes
up and
Vargas.
over.
Oh,
The big
my
one.
God.
Cosman, Tiller, drive-through. Lowell, caution, big.
I tell you what, that's everybody.
That's the big one. Yep. And Rusty and Dale now have a chance. Let's take a look. Coming off turn 2, and Vargas is going to get jacked up by Harry Tiller here.
What a shame.
So we will go to overtime in this first duel. Looking at the replay, Vargas comes up to cover the outside, and Tiller catches him in the left rear, picks his rear tires up, and into the wall he goes. On his side goes Vargas. Drive through underneath him. Cosman gets clipped. Gary, I think, got a piece of it. What If is going to scoot through on the bottom with Cuthbertson. Gary Owen hung onto the car, I don't know how. So we've got 4 cars that made it through this one. And we have 2 that haven't been involved in any yet. Cuthbertson's one of them.
Yeah, if you look at the replay, Harry was trying to make it 3 wide there, and just Vargas went up, and Harry wasn't expecting him to go like that, and it just got in the back of him and caused the big one.
We'll get a replay here riding on board with the 6 machine. Ryan Vargas from the back bumper. Good thing he has a fast repair. He's not done yet.
Guy who had used a fast repair up to this point was What If Racing, and he actually just barely snuck through the middle there. He's the only one that used it, so thankfully everyone else, especially those who were involved with that incident on lap 7, they still got a fast repair, and it's most likely they're all going to be used right now.
Well, here comes the cavalry onto pit road. Cosman's got the rear bumper hanging on by a thread. You've got Harry on pit road. What If and Rusty are going to stay out and will be your race leader here.
Man, it's going to be good.
I have a feeling we may need more than one overtime.
Well, guys, they did pit on that last caution, but I mean, it's been 15 laps, so what do you say? It's only, for some tracks, 15 laps isn't much, but here, old Daytona, what are your thoughts?
I'm driving fine. I'd have stayed out if I didn't have damage. I think it's the right call. I think it's going to win them a race.
Yep, I believe so too. It's just how long can you keep it down? And the cars behind them that took, I know I believe I saw one car take 2 tires. I saw everybody else taking 4 tires.
Well, Cuthbertson, I think he only took fuel. He was only in his box for 4 seconds. And
We'll
Harry,
see how
I
that
think,
works.
Harry took the right side because he was only in his box for 9.5. So we'll get one to go here.
I'm liking Rusty's chances. I don't know about y'all, but I'm liking Rusty's chances here.
A pretty popular win. You got the Season 2 champion in What If out front. Trying to get Season 3 off to a good start.
He's also got a great pusher behind him in Harry. It's just a matter of whether Harry wants to stay following him or if he wants to try to psych Rusty out and make some chess moves, try to move him a little bit higher and then sneak it in the middle 3 wide.
All right, over under. How many overtimes? This is overtime 1. Do we see 1 more? Do we see 2 more? What do you guys think?
I think they get it done this time. I don't know that we have enough cars out there. Well, we got enough cars. We got 10 of them out there still. There might be desperate men doing desperate things, but I think they'll hang on to it till at least the white.
I'm saying 3 for Dale.
That was Sloppy Joe. He's crawling into the booth here as well.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for my moment. What's going on, guys?
I was like, wait a second, that's not Ben. All right. So all 3 of these guys, you'll see them out on the racetrack for duel number 2 in just under a half hour. Once this race ends, we'll talk to the winner of this duel, and then we'll head over and we'll take a bit of a break, and then we'll head over for practice from there before we get rolling. Who's gonna win? If we make it the whole way, who's gonna win?
Is this a bet or a want?
Well,
Not condoning, either, but I'm just saying. Money would probably be on Harry, but I want to see Rusty win this duel.
I would love to see Rusty win it too. Like one of the Heat boys. You gotta rep him. I would love to see him win this thing. But I'm gonna go bold here. And I'm gonna say Ryan Vargas is gonna go from the back and win it.
here we go. 2 to go from Daytona, from the first duel. Who's gonna make it happen?
Got some blocking going on here, but we got the bottom line. They're catching up.
Cosman up the middle. This isn't going to work. Netcode, they saved it. No, they didn't.
Oh,
Cosman
they didn't.
around.
Oh,
Up and
my
over
God.
Harry Tiller.
Did you see that?
Huge crash.
Oh my God.
That was
Rush-
awesome.
The Russian judge gives it a 7. Harry Tiller with the acrobatic
still
portion
driving
of tonight.
He's still driving that thing. Oh, that was cool. I was on replay, so I hit live and I just saw Harry dying. Oh my God.
Oh, my. All right, so here's the replay. Headed down to turn 1. What If trying to block 5 cars at once? Cosman sticks it up the middle, and there's about a mile of room between the 69 and the 84, and then there's contact made from Netcode. That puts Cosman down into Cuthbertson, and Cosman cannot hang on to that one, sends What If up into Tiller, and he goes for what might have been even a wilder ride than what happened to Brandon Littell in the opener of the Fall Brawl. Somehow, that was only 3 cars.
A lot of these people used their fast repair in the last wreck, so
Yep.
it's going to be fun to see who's going to be staying out with all their damage. Are they going to make it interesting, or are they going to just drop to the back and go to the pits?
Well, What If still has his. Cuthbertson should be all right. Gary Owen had Tiller land on him, but he should be all right, all things considered. We're going to go on board here with Harry. And grab your motion sickness bag, because here we go. Oh. I would not want to wear a VR headset and take a hit like that, that's for sure.
Yeah, I call that an eye closer right there.
Man, oh man. All right, well. Vargas made it through. Drive-through made it. Drive-Thru's in third spot right now. I don't know how he pulled that off. Since he was at risk of losing the pack at one point because of the damage he sustained from the first wreck. And Rusty Walrus is leading the duel here at Daytona. So we'll be coming to 1 to green this time by the field going through turn 2 right now. So here's how things should shake out. We've got Rusty, then Cuthbertson, then Drive-Thru, Lowell, Dale Reynolds, Ryan Vargas. Gary Owen looks like he already used his fast repair. If he didn't, he's on pit road for a long time. He's been there for a while. Tiller stayed out. Harry stayed out. Look at that thing.
It is looking rough.
I think the right front looks flat. Cosman's beached on pit road. Can't really get an angle of him, but he's down there. Here we go from the helicopter. Same with What If. Looks like their nights are going to be cut short here. Harry's at least at the back, so he won't have much of an impact. Gary just got off pit road, so he'll be on the lead lap. Cosman and What If, it doesn't look good as the pace car is approaching the tri-oval. Workman?
Yeah, I just can't confirm all those guys involved in that last incident had no fast repairs yet, so they're all done. And then also caught up with Rusty real quick. He said he ain't worried about the tires, but he's worried about getting a certain bad push from someone who's behind him. That was his quote.
I think he's talking about Davin, guys.
Wow. There are only so many people behind him. That'd be my guess. Taylor, Harry just drove through pit road, I think, to start at the back. So he doesn't affect anybody. I think in his shoes right now, he's going to try and limp it to the white. And then if they wreck, he'll gain spots that way.
No Kevin Harvick this time.
Cosman's back on the track as well. He's already a lap down, but he's at least rolling. And What If is still parked on pit road. So this is overtime number 2. Second verse, same as the first. What do you guys think?
There's only 6 of them left out here rolling, really, besides Harry. So I would hope they could manage to get to the white here. I think they'll be able to.
We'll see if they learn their lesson.
See what happens. Going to be fun to watch either way. And don't forget, the second duel's coming up in about 20, make it 18 minutes from now. And a lot of good drivers in that race, too. Including 3 of the guys that are in the booth here with me.
Oh, thank you for the kind words.
We've got you 3. We've got the Fall Brawl champion, Michael Cozy Jr., Michael Frisch, Cody H. Gaming, Justin Champagne.
Green.
That's it. Green flag. Well, there's more, but here we go. Green flag. 2 laps to go.
Oh, outside line is in trouble. There's nobody up there.
Now, the closest thing Cuthbertson's got for help right now is Ryan Vargas. Here they go down into turn number 1. And Tiller's way back there already. He's done.
Oh, Dale saved it.
I
don't know how he did that, but he did it.
I wasn't even looking at the screen. I don't know how he got down to the apron. Here comes Vargas on the flat.
All right, now Rusty's got to make it. What's he got to do? He's got to
holding
make it
the apron.
wide.
Oh, Cuthbertson and Owen. They saved
look
it.
at Vargas. That's not even racetrack.
He's going to make it pass. He's going to work it.
My God.
Ryan Vargas to the front.
All the way to
Oh! They saved it.
Man,
They saved it.
Don't do it.
They
Rusty's
got to
not
make
out
it
of
to
this.
the white.
He can get a run. He can get a
Here
run.
comes Gary. Gary's not done. He won here before. White flag from Daytona at the line.
the
It's
line.
Vargas. Oh.
Who the hell is that guy? That's Lowell. He's going
That's
to the
Lowell.
front. Oh, now he's stalled out.
Oh, no, he got in front of Vargas, though.
Rusty's up top. Oh, Rusty's in the wall.
Oh, you
He's
gotta
keeping
keep
his
out the
foot in
wall.
it. He
I
don't
think
care.
Rusty might be in the best shot out of all of them, waiting for these four to wreck.
Yes,
Oh, there
sir.
goes Owen.
Oh, there goes one of them. Now Rusty's got the run. Put him 4, Rusty. Put him 4.
Lure
Oh, he
goes
ain't
to the
gonna
bottom.
put
He's
him
got Cuthbertson. Vargas up high with Rusty. Vargas with
He's
the run,
feeling
not
it.
clear down low. It's going to be dead close at the line. Warm up them photo finish cameras. It's going to be a doozy. Here they come off turn 4.
Oh, go.
Oh, go! There
Oh,
goes
he turned
Lowell.
him. He turned him.
Ryan Vargas wins the duel at Daytona.
What a race.
Goodness gracious. Ryan Vargas. Well, it helps when two of your competitors get taken out of the last lap, and he had nothing to do with either of them. Ryan Vargas is going to win the first duel, and he's going to start from the pole position tomorrow night. We'll get a chance to talk to him before we wrap this thing up and head over to the next duel. So
I'm
your
going to go ahead and get
order.
prepared.
Thank you guys for joining me here. Ben Easterday, Joey Stone, Travis Brown up here in the booth. They'll be out on the racetrack, and they probably should head to practice if they haven't already. Thanks for being here, guys, and good luck in the race coming up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Vargas going to do his burnout here at start finish. We'll run down through the order. Ryan Vargas, your winner, then Rusty Walrus second, Kyle Cuthbertson third, drive-through finished fourth, Dale Reynolds fifth, Gary Owen sixth, Lowell seventh, Cosman eighth, Harry ninth, and What If did not get to finish. He finishes in the 10th spot, and Vargas having a whale of a time here at start finish. Let's bring up. Tell you what, just because it's Rusty, we'll talk to second place finisher Rusty Walrus. Workman's here with him.
Rusty, you were almost there, man. You were almost in the right spot. You were right behind Vargas there, coming to the line. Got shuffled back a little bit, but you came back. Describe what those final 2 laps.
Oh, baby. It's definitely a lot of fun getting up through the gears, leading the field to the green-white checker there. But going down the backstretch, Ryan Vargas had a monster run on the bottom, and we don't have the yellow line rule here in the core. And I made a decision. I could be really aggressive and block the guy or try to give him a little bit of room there on the bottom entry into 3. So me and drive-through, I believe, kind of opened up the bottom, let Ryan in there. Heck of a pass from Ryan Vargas to take the lead from me. And then from there, I decided, I'm just going to try to get in line, push, get my run where it is. And coming down out of 3 and 4, Vargas is screaming at me. He's like, Rusty, get up on me, baby, push me, baby. I'm like, Ryan, I don't want to hook you. But then I'm like, I'm just gonna keep my foot in it right at the exit of 4, and that little straight shoot down there. I got hooked up right in the bumper of Vargas, a little air cushion, and we pushed the 6 to the dual win, and we got a career best finish at a plate track. So pretty excited about the finish. It was really my heart's racing right now. It was incredible out there racing with those guys. I kind of laid in the back all day, just kind of too scared to race with the guys. So just a lot of fun out there in the racetrack, the bumps, everything. But yeah, thank you. I don't. Hey, that's what I got.
You mentioned lane there in the back, and we saw this kind of the same strategy from you too in the fall brawler race here. And it seemed like you would stay in the back, but then as more guys would wreck, you would just work your way up there. And then it seems like the less cars out on the racetrack, the more opportunities that you've had to work your way up to the front. Are you going to try to use that same strategy tomorrow?
Yeah, I think my strategy is pretty much let them boys have put on an unbelievable show, and when they have a couple big ones and use up all their resets, I'm just gonna take some free spots out there. So that's a strategy. No skill, no ability involved, but we'll take what we can get.
All right, Jake. Rusty making some flashy moves, finishes P2.
Love to see it. Congratulations, Rusty, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
And now let's talk to the winner here, Ryan Vargas.
Down here in virtual victory lane, Ryan, you make your very first course start, and you win it. You you pull the freaking move, you complete the move that I think that Cale Yarbrough wished that he would have completed back in 1979. Left side's all the way down near the grass, underneath the yellow line. You were able to complete the pass and make it back to the finish line first. You were one of the most dominant cars in the night, but you really had to work for it those last couple laps.
Yeah. No, I mean the TikTok Chevy was really good. I mean they're all the fakes, so I mean they're all equally as good. But I just know that with how these cars are and how the track is, the middle is just so much smoother, and you're able to keep up enough momentum. Like even when people tried to stick it, put me three wide middle, I would just stay in the middle because that middle groove just has so much better momentum, and it's just way less of a risk.
You told me before the race started that your goal was to stay up front, lead laps, just because that was the safest place possible, and you did exactly that until those last couple laps. But even then, you were able to work your way through the pack. And with this win tonight, you start out pole. So does that make your strategy even more easier for tomorrow's race?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes the race for tomorrow a little easier going into it. But I mean, it's going to be like today. You're going to have to try and survive. Like I was saying earlier, you want to try and lead as much as you can, but I got wrecked while leading. So I mean, it's one of those deals where it's a happy medium type thing. So gonna be interesting, but really excited to get going tomorrow.
Congratulations, Ryan. I know a lot of the fans in the chat were going crazy for you. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you starting up front tomorrow.
Awesome, thank you guys. See ya.
Ryan Vargas, your winner here of the first Silver Fox Duel. We've got the second one coming up for you in just a little while, and it should be a fun one. Right now, we've got 10 drivers signed up for this one as well. Should be a good time. I gotta wait for the sim to launch, so it'll be a bit. In the meantime, we're gonna take a little bit of a break. We'll be back in just a little while for the second duel. Stay with us. And we're back here at Daytona International Speedway for the Silver Fox Duels. The second duel coming up, and actually we're moving right on to qualifying right now as Easter Day spins and crashes and dies. Jesus Christ. All right. So here we go. It's now 9 o'clock on the East Coast here, and we've now got 5 minutes of qualifying up on the board. And Travis Brown will be the first one to head out onto the racetrack to get us rolling. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's group qualifying again. It's still broken. So Ryan Vargas on the front row in the pole position for tomorrow's Daytona 250. Again, we've got 10 drivers for this one, and we'll run down through the list as time goes on. And I see Cozy also joined in the wrong car, so we have 2 election night cars because people forgot to change scheme. Hopefully they remember for tomorrow. In the meantime, it is, well, we're doing the good old NASCAR hurry up and wait. Everybody's parked at the exit of pit road. Easter Day's trying to go. Nobody wants to go with him. Same with Cody. Fresh has joined the party. The only one that they're waiting on at this point is Justin Champagne. Now Moonhead's rolling. I forgot how stupid this format was. We have one new driver in this race as well. Last race it was Vargas. And we had Lowell as well, who's new to the series. This time, he's new, but not new to iRacing. Trey Normal, also known as or Normile, I'm not quite sure on that pronunciation. It's Raw Gator in the 85 car, who did the core on NASCAR Heat. Now he's here on iRacing, and glad to have him along for the ride in that Among Us machine. So I guess now's the point that I start talking to chat. How y'all doing, chat? What's up? YouTube's broken and tells me that there are 5 people waiting for a stream that started an hour ago. So I don't know how that one works.
Did you hit your refresh button?
Well, I didn't refresh just because I was here since before it started. I just would have thought it would have updated automatically. So I refreshed. 110 people watching. That's pretty solid, especially for a duel where nobody cares too much. Justin Champagne's now on the racetrack, so all 10 drivers are on the track, just not all together, as Kusin's way far back there, and then you've got Champagne, who just came off of pit road.
I think the guys to watch here is that you got Moonhead. He's leading a pack of 2 other cars, and they're definitely in the catbird seat right now as far as getting the fast lap.
Frisch pulls off, and now here at the stripe, we'll get a verdict on the fastest cars in the pack. It's Fiasco in the 15 car. He was right behind Travis Brown. They go to the top of the board for the time being. I would like to thank all of our sponsors that have been rotating up here at the top of the screen on the top left corner of the ticker. Glad to have them along for the ride all season long. And you'll see them multiple times throughout the year on each and every broadcast. Tomorrow, we're here at Daytona again for 100 laps of this. Then next Tuesday, we head to Iowa in that event from Iowa Speedway. Then after that, we head on over to Lanier Speedway, that tiny oval. Then we go up north of the border. We go to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. So these first 4 weeks start out with a bang, and some of the old classics from Core past and potentially Core present. They're 5 wide down the backstretch here. Skater goes up the middle. I can't believe they didn't wreck. Fiasco's still the fastest man in town for now. Again, this solely sets the grid for the duel and nothing more than that. Travis is saving it. I don't know how. And here they come back to the stripe. Here's Raw Gator up to the outside, 3 wide. Cody leads at the line. Cody's
You know
won
what I
at this
love?
track before.
You know what I love is that they're going crazy like this right now. It's just like through qualifying. They're going to try to do the same thing for the race. So we already saw how that turned out.
Yeah. Well, these guys are going to be a lot more aggressive, I think, just based off of what they saw in the first duel. You've got Ben, you've got Cozy, you've got Moonhead. And,
I think especially too because we saw in that first duel how valuable that outside lane is. Duel 2 sets the outside lane, and with it being group qualifying, this isn't a race to start on the second row. This is a race to start on the front row. So front row outside, this race actually may be more valuable than Duel 1.
And everybody's now driving through the grass like a maniac as we're in the final moments here of qualifying before we get these last 25-ish laps underway. I say ish because we went into overtime in the last race, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we go to overtime in this one as well. It's just part of it here at Daytona.
Do you want to do an over-under on 6 cars finishing the race that are undamaged and that are fully running?
Oh, that are undamaged? Over. We're going to have, under. We're going to have none.
Under, yeah, I'm with you on the under part.
I mean, we had I think 2 cars, maybe. Actually, no, 1. Rusty was the only car that didn't get involved in an accident in that first race. Cuthbertson got close a couple of times, and I think he was in. Yeah, he was in one late. But other than that, we'll see if we have any drivers join us here in the broadcast booth for this second race, like we did for the first one. We'll have to wait and see. And once again, we'll talk to the winner after this race is over, and we'll be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow for the main event here from Daytona. 100 laps, 250 miles tomorrow. Going to be a good one. You're not going to want to miss it. I can guarantee you that, especially if it's anything like the quarterfinal brawl that we had here. That was great. The duel that we had today with less cars was even better. I can't wait to see what these guys can do here now, and then the race tomorrow. I wish we could come back to Daytona every week. So the car's coming up onto the grid right now. Workman, why don't you take us through what you have here to prep us before?
Once again, there's a few guys to highlight here, and I apologize if I talk about a guy who isn't even in the race. Correct me if I'm wrong, but first guy I'm going to talk about is Michael Frisch. If we were in the first duel, we remember hearing Moonhead saying about, oh, why does nobody try to lane 3? Why does no one try to lane 3? Well, ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on that 58 car to try to make moves on the outside. Remember back here in the fall brawl race here at Daytona that he was the only car that was really going to the high side every single time, especially in turns 3, and he was able to make moves just by himself. So keep an eye on him. Next is Anthony Alfredo. He's the other guy. Once again, we talked about this is a league mainly with content creators, but we always love drivers too in NASCAR who are welcoming to be a part of the community. And he's been doing just that. Big iRacer, streams on iRacing a lot, including the 21 car tonight. And then Keenan Kusan, he was one of those guys who, just like Gary Owen and just like Rusty Walrus, we saw him finish second late in the back during the first fall brawl race here, and he was able to finish P3. So look for him to be another one of those guys that are going to lay in the back during most of this race and make a charge towards the end.
So Michael Frisch is here. Anthony Alfredo, unfortunately, is not. Hopefully he joins us tomorrow. Talking about the guys that were scheduled for this one but are not here. Ed Soundhead, Anthony Alfredo, and that's the end of the list. In the first one, it was, at least out of people that were scheduled to be here, Noah Sweet and Eric Keplinger. Those are the only 2 that didn't make it in the first one. Moonhead will not be racing tomorrow. He has a commitment up through week 7 or so, up through the All-Star race. So, unfortunately for him, he's racing tonight just for fun, just for the win. He will not be in the field tomorrow. He will not be in the field for the first couple of weeks. Same with David Schildhaus. He's going to be out for the first 7 weeks or so as well. He's off spotting for somebody in a different league. So the field comes off turn 4. We're getting set ready to go. from Daytona. Field comes off turn 4. Pace car makes the hard left turn onto pit road, and Fiasco leads us down. Green flag, we're underway. Told my drive-thru that Alfredo has another league on Mondays. Should be back for tomorrow. This is the only time we're doing a race on a Monday, I think, because I believe the All-Star event is going to be held all in one night. Cody's going to the bottom. He's going to go all the way to the back here early on. He wants nothing to do with the chaos here from Daytona. After watching that first duel, thinks it's just better for him to hang around out back. Moonhead up on the high side with Cozy, and then you've got Fiasco and Sloppy on the bottom. One lap complete. They didn't completely die yet. But Michael Frisch is trying to make a third line up at the top of the track up there with Kusan and Raw Gator on the bottom. Now Raw Gator gets out of line and Frisch is in the wall. That's not Frisch. That's Justin Champagne. I'm sorry. So Justin Champagne bouncing off the wall in that blue car, the election car. And he falls pretty far back. Back up to the front. Fiasco and Sloppy working together on the bottom. You've got Travis and Cozy working together on the high side. And Kusan now goes to the bottom. Here's Cozy, 3 wide on the outside on lap 2. Good grief. They're going to rip this whole field apart before we get to lap 5. Oh, Moonhead sticks it in on the bottom. And Frisch will as well. That's going to relegate Sloppy back to 4th on the bottom. And now Cozy and Ben are going to have to try something now up on the outside. Frisch goes to the top, and Cozy's got to run up on the outside. Nobody with Fiasco and Travis on the bottom. Cozy to second. Cozy looking for the lead. The outside line seems to be the place to be right now, even though Travis talked about the bottom really isn't the place to be. Well, he jumps up to the outside. Everybody to the top. And it turns out that Michael Cozy Jr. is the Pied Piper here at Daytona on iRacing because he has successfully Dale Jr. trained the field. Here comes Travis to the bottom, though. He's not done yet. Down the backstretch. Almost contact. Frisch 3 wide on the outside. They're going to be 4 wide for second. I can't believe they made that work. Cozy to the lead. Oh, Frisch! Frisch almost got turned by Moonhead there. I don't know how. Here comes Frisch, 3 wide up high. Cozy leads at the line. Frisch with no help on the outside. 4 wide for the lead in turn 1, and Travis is going to be the guy to back out of it. And there goes Frisch. He falls back. He tried. He's going to try not to be denied, and now Easterday's on the flat. These guys using the apron like crazy. Cozy comes down the block. Frisch trying hard on the outside. You've got Kusan up there 3 wide. Now everybody seems to be back to normal. Champagne's lost the draft. He's almost 9 seconds back. 20 laps to go. This time by. 5 laps complete. 3 wide for the lead. Frisch up the middle with Kusan. Slipping and sliding all over the place here in the middle line. It's going to put Fiasco up and into the wall. And he almost comes down and collects Raw Gator. Fiasco and Sloppy are going to team up, though. They should not lose the pack, and Frisch is out front. They're 3 wide for second. Here comes Cody, sticking it up the bottom. He drops out of the line now. 3 wide for second. Now Kusan cuts to the middle. Now goes all the way to the bottom. Slides in line. Cozy back on the high side, takes the lead at the strike.
Hey there, Jakers. Hey there, chat and broadcast. I'm Lul from Lul 48 Fan, and I'll also give a shot at announcing with you alongside. So it looks like we got a good race. Just came off of Duel 1. Almost won it. Got a little bit of contact, but that's just super.
Oh, there they go. Travis around.
Trouble.
Cozy in the grass. No caution yet. Now it's out. So Easter Day, Cozy and Travis Brown make contact on the back straightaway. Cozy was talking, or Travis rather, was talking a lot about trying to make big, meaty moves early. Well, unfortunately, there's one that's going to relegate him to the back of the grid. Let's take a look at the replay here. This all started coming off of turn 2 down the backstretch. Looks like Easterday goes to the middle. Travis goes to block and gets turned by Easterday there. Just wasn't clear. A wild ride for Cozy. He should be all right. Lost the front bumper on the car. I think he got the most damage out of it. He may take his faster pair here early, Lowell.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Just a slightly late block there. There was a speed difference there. Wasn't quite clear. Came down and contact was made.
So the first caution, these guys made it to the exact same point in the race that we did in the first duel. About 7 laps in for the first incident of the day. This one not as severe compared to the other wrecks that we saw other than the first one in the first duel. So right now, second verse looks to be similar to the first as we are under caution here from Daytona. We'll put it on board here, potentially, with the 99 of Michael Cozy Jr. here, is he's just pretty much going to get cleaned out. Everything's fine, and there all of a sudden is the 0-1, his teammate, who's been helping him out. Cody's got an update on Cody H Gaming. What you got?
Cody Hicken, he won here back in Season 2 of the Core League. Granted, that was on console, on NASCAR Heat 4. And his strategy was just to be up front there on about the final 15, 20 laps or so. But, of course, totally different physics and engineering and whatnot. And we saw him right away. He immediately went down to the inside on lap 1. He is taking it very conservative. He just wants to ride around the back for a bit, get a feel for the car, but most of all, just have fun and try to be there to the end. And also the 03 of Keen and Kusan, he's doing the same thing. He tried mixing it up there a little bit there right before that incident and that caution came out, but he learned pretty quickly from that, and I think he's going to be pretty comfortable just riding around here for a bit. So we saw in the last duel, though, Jake, that you had Rusty and them that just stayed in the back, and they were able to be up front when it mattered. We'll see if that 28 and that 03 are up at the front towards the end of this thing, too.
We got 2 cars that stayed out. Everybody else came onto pit road. Kusan and Fiasco stayed out. Fiasco's your leader. Kusan in second. Then it's going to be Raw Gator in third and Cody in fourth. Check that. Travis Brown in fourth. He took his fast repair, and I think he only took 2 tires. Then it's going to be Joey Stone fifth, Michael Cozy Jr. sixth, Easterday seventh, Cody in 8th, Frisch 9th, and Champagne 10th. I'm not sure if he took his fast repair or not. He had a little bit of damage from hitting the wall. So we will have a restart with about 15 laps to go, which is exactly where we were in the first duel. Lowell, you were in the first duel at this point. You've already been through this scenario once.
Looking like deja vu out there, correct? Yep. Yeah.
What do you,
the first one I got involved in a little bit of contact, and I want to give my shout out to my spotter, to Reed, Mr. Outostyle on Twitch. He told me to stay out. I thought I had a ton of damage, but he was able to take a look around the car. He was like, "You got no damage, stay out." We saved my fast repair, and that's what got me a good chance at the end there.
So what do you expect here out of this, out of what's left of Duel 2? Do you think it's going to be the carbon copy here of Duel 1? Because as of now, the shoe's fitting.
Yeah, I think it'll be a carbon copy. They're going to chill out for about 5 to 10 laps. They got to log the laps, but by around lap 20, man, moves got to get made. The guys in 5th, 6th, 7th have to put themselves to position to get to the lead. And that's when you see contact and trouble.
Well, 15 laps to go here on the restart. And right now, it feels like there's just a time bomb ticking up at the front with some of these guys. Cody's got an update here on the fast repairs before we get back on the green. What you got?
Yeah, not a whole lot of guys used fast repairs. Those guys, basically everybody who was involved in that incident was able to repair that damage without having to use a fast repair, except for Michael Cozy. He got absolutely slammed by Moonhead, and Cozy said he's happy he's got 4 wheels back, but not happy that he used it all that early, especially how we saw him duel 1, all the wrecks that happened later in that race. So we'll see if he takes the conservative route. And also, as far as the incident, Moon has said that he was just simply trying to block Easterday, stay out front, and there's a terrible block on his part. So I said it's only about 20-25 laps this race, but we said it before, guys are going to be really aggressive, especially because this is for the front row on the outside lane for the Daytona race.
Field comes off 3 and 4. Pace truck will make the hard left turn onto pit road, and we're going to get ourselves back underway here from Daytona. Right here, green flag. Oh, where we
Green
go?
flag's in the air. Yep, looks like the inside lane got slight advantage there. The 15 is clear, has lane control on the bottom lane with help from the 85 of Trey Normeal. He's going to go to the outside, try and take the block, thinks better of it. He's going to go back to the inside. A lot of side drafted right there up near the front.
These guys aren't going to make it very far if they start this green flag run like that. That was close there. Kusan, I'm sure, had to lift to avoid running over Fiasco. And now here's Rawgator up to the outside in that 85 machine. And now Frisch
Gator
to
wants
the
to go-
bottom.
Oh, 3 wide,
4
58.
wide.
Yep.
4 wide. This is not going to work well.
Well, they kept it above the yellow going into turn 3. That's what you need to do to not wreck. And
Fiasco
What a move.
almost turned Kusan. Now he's actually going to do it.
now
There
he's
they
going to
go.
turn him.
Saved it. Holy
Saved
crap.
it. What a move.
What? How do you save that? How do you
That is
save
some
that?
great driving by a lot of cars there. Yes, sir.
Unbelievable. That should have been the big one.
Yeah, Travis Brown all by himself on the outside, trying to go. Finally, he stalls out. And it's going to be Justin Champagne on the inside for the lead.
Cody.
He's got a lot of help.
He cuts to the bottom. He's 3 wide there with Rawgator and Moonhead. He's going to go all the way on the bottom. He's going to keep going. What?
He's going to have to make a plan to get back on the train. Will Champagne let him back in? Oh,
There we
contact! He
go.
turned him.
Caution.
Yeah,
Oh, big.
that's
Easter Day up and over.
53. Hard in the wall. Yep.
Easter Day. Everybody, caution. So we broke the streak. And that's going to hurt a lot of guys. So Cody had a run seemingly out of nowhere there on the back straightaway. And we go from 4 wide to wrecked. But Cody's going to be your leader here now. So here's the replay. As these guys coming down the backstretch. He comes up. Champagne moves up. And him and Frisch. Now he makes contact with Cody first. And then he comes up into Frisch. Moonhead misses it. Oh. We're going to go on board with Travis Brown here eventually. Because he barely made it through that wreck. He almost got turned there by...
Yeah, I want to give
that was
credit
Kusan.
to Champagne there. He really tried to avoid the wreck there. He even gave a car width to the 28, and that transition just shot him up, and contact was made.
Another angle here. It just... They almost saved it. Well, they saved it earlier, and they almost saved it here. Fiasco piled it in. Looks like Rawgator made it through. Moonhead spun it down to the grass. Cozy got on the brakes and missed it. Same with Joey Stone. And here's Travis just spinning it through the grass, keeps his foot in it, and oh my God, is he gonna save it? All right, it's onboard time here with the 01. Hang on, this is gonna be close. Sideways, and saved it. Now that is some awesome driving here by Travis Brown. That it should be save of the year, and we're in the second race of the first season here on iRacing. That's it. Nothing can top it. Calling it now. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that incident actually looked like a carbon copy of the first caution in the first duel there. The lack of the yellow line rule, it's a lot of fun. It creates a lot of great opportunities, but guys just have to have discipline going into turn 3. That's just not going to work.
Well, guys, Something I want to add here is that move that Cody Yates pulled, it looked exactly like the move that Ryan Vargas pulled to get that win. Now, granted, that was a move pulled with 2 laps to go, and there were only half the cars that we have right now that are on track. But, I mean, well, I'm going to ask you because you're the driver here. I mean, like, how do you balance the aggression? Because, well, it's 12 laps to go, but it's also a duel race.
Right.
So
yeah.
there really isn't points on the line, but still, I mean, it doesn't mean that you can just really do whatever you want because you can easily make enemies out here in a non-points race, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, what you want to do is basically what I do is as the race gets closer, I slowly increase my aggression. But still, even though it's just a duel race, you still want to, have some respect up there. Not to dog on the 28 Cody. He just said he was trying to make a move there, and he just misjudged it, but just by a bumper. It happens. It's super speedway racing, and it is what it is.
Somebody just nailed it in the chat, by the way, that Moonhead deserves some Waffle House after that one. I agree with that one. Moonhead agrees with that one. He's already agreed with it in chat. We'll have a restart here with 10 laps to go. As right now, everybody's still on the racetrack. I'm not sure how up to speed everybody is, though. Right now, Fiasco and Champagne are trying to catch up. They're off in turn 3 and 4. Everybody else is under pacing here.
Yeah, it appears most of the cars are clean on my end. I'm not sure how many fast repairs are left, but again, it doesn't take much damage to have aero damage and be slowed down in the wind there. You want to usually keep your car clean, especially at Daytona and Talladega.
Well, Fiasco still has his fast repair because he's only pitted once and he was on pit road for a minute in the box, so he's keeping his for later on just in case. Everybody else, I'm not so sure.
Yeah. Sounds like a pretty good decision. I think we're going to be having multiple green-white checkers here, so...
Yeah. Well, these guys have piled them up a lot so far in this one, and Wrong Gator having some fun with the truck here before we go green as well. So again, 10 to go on the restart. This is, we'll see how far they make it. They only made it about 2 laps, not even, in their last attempt.
Looks like Pace Truck makes the hard left turn. Green flag's out in the air, and Cody Hickens getting going. On the inside, he's clear. He has lane control.
He wants to say, follow me to freedom. He wants nothing to do with the rest of this. He just wants to hang on and let everybody follow him. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen, especially after the move he pulled. I think the intensity is going to go up from here. As here comes Sloppy up to the outside. Joey Stone in that 8 car. Looking for a little bit of help. He's got Raw Gator just a little farther back off of turn 2. Sloppy with the edge.
Travis Brown with a 3 wide move to the middle. Hangs out the 85 on the outside. And they're stacking up in the middle lane. Yeah.
Nowhere to go. 3 wide for the lead. Here we go again.
3 wide, 2 deep with only like 8 to 10 cars on the track. That's incredible. Cody Hicken working that bottom. But it looks like that middle lane just has that advantage coming off on corner exit. Get that momentum and a slight run, and that's going to be enough to clear him to the lead.
Sloppy's clear. 9 laps to go. Travis Brown trying to get clear in that second spot with Frisch pushing him. Cody still fighting hard on the bottom. Little sideways, catches the apron, but keeps it going straight.
And Joey Stone decides to block the inside, which right now it's a good move. But here comes the 01 on the top, and we're side by side for the lead once more at Daytona on the back straightaway.
Getting help from Frisch. You've got Fiasco up there helping him as well. And it looks like Sloppy's just going to say, all right, take the spot. Because everybody on the bottom is backing out of it. And Travis Brown goes to the front here at Daytona, coming to 8 laps to go.
So one thing I noticed with these ARCA cars, and they're going 3 wide for the lead, the 58.
Oh, here we go. Frisch up high. Fiasco goes with him. Sloppy just doesn't have enough on the bottom yet. Just needs 1 car to help him, but nobody's close enough. Travis goes to the bottom. Frisch led the lap, and he's going to try and hang on to the lead for turn 1.
And that's how it is here at bumpy Daytona with these ARCA cars. That bottom just stalls out, and it almost becomes a handling track. Your car just drifts up. You're forced to lift, and 0-1 off the track.
He's gonna
What a save.
save it. Holy cow.
Great save. Exactly what I was talking about. It's hard to hold the inside lane off of 2, especially on old tires. That's going to give the lead to the 58.
All by his lonesome. He's got Fiasco behind him, and now Raw Gator looking up to the outside. 7 laps to go. But if I was anybody else, I'd be worried, because now that lines up the 01 and the 99 to make a run here for the flag from the back to the front. And I'm sure they're going to try their hardest to do it. They've also got Easter Day up there with them as well. Back to 1.
Yeah, Raw Gator on the outside. He's looking for a move. He's got help from the 03 of Kusan. But looks like both lanes are about dead even now. In fact, inside lane seems a little bit more organized. That should propel the 58 to the lead. Will he be clear of the 85 to have lane control?
Mike, you got Champagne there, third on the bottom. Followed by Cody Hicken, Cody H Gaming, through 3 and 4, coming to 6 laps to go. And these guys are able to keep it clean for the time being. Travis Brown's already made his way up back to the pack. Easter Day and Cozy is trying to hang back just in case. 6 more from Daytona.
6 more and dead even for the lead. Raw Gator now with a quarter car length lead up on the outside with help from the 03 car. We'll see which lane he picks. He is clear and he can take the bottom.
Travis up the middle, almost turns Kusan. Kusan bounces it off the wall.
Bounces off the wall, but it's just a flesh wound. No harm, no foul. He didn't even lose his momentum. Comes the 58 car. Michael Frisch on the inside, and 15. Carlos on the inside, 3 wide for the lead.
Here comes Fiasco in that 15 machine. Raw Gator on the outside, Frisch in the middle.
Gator on the outside, tried to get that clear of the middle, couldn't quite get there, and he's going to have to hold the third lane on the outside as a 15.
3 for second on back, off 4. Oh!
Contact, they're banging off each other, they save it.
That's impossible. Again, Travis Brown. Hands of the year, 3 wide at the
Travis
line.
Brown absolutely making great moves in the back of the pack, trying to get to the front. We have 5 laps to go. Yep.
Still on the outside, 3 wide. He's got Gator with him, but he's farther back. And Frisch is just praying that everybody behind him takes themselves out. How about Justin Champagne leading the charge on the bottom? And here comes Cody.
On the bottom, Cody Hicken. Yep, trying to work that below the yellow line again, which is legal. Champagne goes to the middle.
And Frisch is going to go all the way down to the line to try and block, but it's going to hurt him. Fiasco to the front. Champagne is second.
Champagne gets the lead on the inside lane lead, which is huge. That could give him lane control if he's able to clear the 15 coming off turn 4. 4 to go, this time by.
Fiasco trying to get him at the line, and he will. Justin Champagne trying to get his first career core win here at Daytona. He was pretty fast in some of the other races this season. Couldn't quite seal the deal, though.
Yes, sir, right now. Yep, just the battle of the 2 lanes right here. The shortest distance versus the momentum on exit. And right now, Champagne's getting the lead by a car length.
This truly feels like an ARCA race now. Everything's crazy until the last 5 laps, and then everything kind of draws out, and the craziness dies down, because this looks normal now for Daytona. Coming to 3 to go.
Yes, sir, looking pretty clean, but I think at some point in the driver's mind, something's going to click and moves will start to get made. Just like that, 58 of Frisch goes to the outside and going to take the lead. At 3 to go at Daytona.
At this point, they're running out of time to try and make a move happen, specifically the guys in the back like Easter Day and Cozy, who have pretty much just not been a factor since this last restart.
One almost got turned by the 8, and he saves it again. About the 5th save he's made in this race.
Sloppy falls all the way back, but he'll be able to hang on for the time being. Back up front to the leaders.
Kusan going to the inside. 58 tries to slam the door shut, and they save it. Backs off. We're all good. Justin Champagne emerges with the lead, coming off turn 3.
Justin Champagne coming to 2 laps to go, trying to hang on and win the duel at Daytona. He's going to have to do a lot of blocking and pray they don't wreck right here.
Mirror driving.
There it goes.
Gets started. Yes, he does.
Everybody.
The whole
Cody
pack
makes
is
it
flying
through.
apart.
Cody made it through.
15 gets hit hard. Cody did make it through. And about 6 cars wrecked.
Michael
coming
Frisch.
2 to go.
Travis Brown again. Champagne. Champagne just had to tow it, I think. All right, well, we go to overtime for the 2nd time tonight. And we'll get to a replay here in a moment.
Yeah, looks like Champagne went high to block, and the 15 gave him shove.
Fiasco got jacked up by Easterday. So here's the run to the flag off turn 4. This was coming to 2 laps to go. Champagne goes high. Fiasco goes to the middle. He's going to jack up. Champagne comes down into Frisch, and that's going to send the 23 sideways. Frisch comes up, collects Fiasco and Moonhead. Raw Gator's going to make it through as well as Cody, and then here comes Easterday, whammo, into the back of the 15. I think Cozy's going to make it. He does, barely. Easterday's car all torn up. Go on board with the 53 car. Through the big oil. Wham! Big hit.
Yeah, a lot of big hits in this one. Just laps are winding down. Drivers are going to make more and more aggressive moves. They're going to lift less. They're going to try and push hard, get their lane clear, and especially with these Gen 4 ARCA cars, the bumpers just don't line up, and one bad move is going to turn someone, and when it happens at the lead, it's going to be big.
So Cody H. Gaming's back out in front here at Daytona. As Workman mentioned, he's won at this racetrack before, just not at iRacing, at least in the core sense. He won here in I believe last season here at Daytona. So he's familiar with victory lane here at the track, and he's trying to replicate it here tonight.
So as we get into our first green-white checker of duel number 2, you can only imagine the aggressiveness is going to ramp up. So I don't think we're done with cautions yet.
And you've still got guys that haven't used their fast repairs, right?
Yes, sir.
You know,
that is going to play a key role into who wins this race. Yes, sir.
And you know, Frisch is parked it, actually. So Michael Frisch is done for the night. He's gone home. So he'll start from the back of the field tomorrow, along with the rest of the people that did not make the start tonight. Again, Travis Brown's just running for a win here. He's not running tomorrow. So at this point, he's just running to pad his stats. He'll be gone for the first half of the season or so before he comes back and gets to run with us.
With how long of a race we have tomorrow, that's not going to be a very huge penalty at a racetrack like Daytona. It might actually be the safer spot to be early in the race, so starting at the back of the pack tomorrow, not a penalty for sure.
Well, the only thing is stage racing. Since we do have the stages added now this for iRacing, didn't have them before for the Fall Brawl, now we do. So that's gonna be key for some of these guys to try and get stage points on the plate tracks. We only come to here in Talladega once each, so for some of these guys that may struggle at the shorter tracks and the road courses, this is the type of place to try and rack up those stage points. But it's going to be difficult for them in this scenario from starting at the back. They're going to have to be pretty aggressive.
Yeah, with that new change this year, actually, you're right. That is definitely going to add an incentive and a layer of intensity early, mid through the race at the ends of stages 1 and 2, trying to get those very important bonus points for the championship.
Some quick pit road updates, guys. We got, as far as guys who haven't used fast repairs yet, that 15 of Fiasco, he's used a fast repair. Joey Stone has used his. East Day has used his as well as Cozy. But the 28 car of Cody H, he has not used his yet, and he's right up there where he's been the past couple times we've been here to Daytona on consoles. So we'll see if he's going to be holding them off. Guys, the common theme that I hear everybody say whenever I'm talking with these drivers is just 2 words: send it.
And with that bit of information, that'll tell you if there's a pretty good chance that we haven't seen our last restart today. It all depends if we make the white flag.
Well, we needed one.
And if I'm going to say anyone particular, it's going to be that 15 of Fiasco. He has been adamant on putting it where they ain't.
We needed one green-white checker in the... Well, we needed 2, actually, in the first one. Here's the first one now. Green flag, and Cody's gone, and Rawgator was just asleep at the wheel there. Cozy in second. And don't tell me Cozy's going to start out the season perfect on the year at Daytona.
Boy, Hicken wasted no time getting up to speed, and that's going to give him the lead, and he's in good shape now as the...
Here we go.
99
with the
Michael
run.
Cozy to the outside, but is he going to get help? Help is about a car length back on the inside, on the outside. Excuse me.
Cody's got people up his rear coming off the corner. 3 wide now.
And even Champagne on the outside, 3 wide. That's going to make the lead. And will he be able to clear?
Champagne
Tandem
just
racing
spun.
at Daytona.
Champagne just spun for the lead. Now he's out front coming to the white flag.
And he's going to be giving the Travis Brown, the 01, a big hug because he couldn't have done it without his help. Coming to the white flag off turn 4. Here comes Travis Brown on the outside.
You say now he comes up on the outside with Cozy. Cody down on the bottom. Fiasco in the middle. 1 to go. We made it. They're wrecking.
Brown tries to block. He gets turned.
And Michael Cozy
He's
Jr.
got
wins.
the white. Who's going to get it away?
Everybody but Michael Cozy Jr. just wrecked. Congratulations to Cozy. He just won the duel.
checkered flag lands in his lap. Wreck avoidance wins the race.
Well,
we called it. The only question was not if we were going to get a caution, but if it was going to be before or after the white. And looks like we got our answer.
If there was a man to get a win handed to him, this is not the guy. He can win on pure talent alone, and he's going to win because everybody else just wadded it up in the tri-oval.
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. Michael Cozy Jr. off of 4. Checkered flag. Michael Cozy Jr. wins at Daytona. He's going to start second tomorrow. Oh, my goodness.
Something to watch, guys, is that the caution doesn't come out here on this lap slap, so all those guys that just wrecked, they got to race back to the line.
Cody just had a photo finish
spot.
for second with Rawgator. Cody's going to start 4th tomorrow. Fiasco had the toe. Moonhead, I think, is blown up. Kusan's going to spin it across the line, trying to beat Joey Stone. Won't happen. Easterday's car is dead. Cozy's already doing his burnouts. Well,
what a race. Shades of the real-life clash from last season here. Both races.
Oh, my goodness.
Only difference is the one clean car ended up getting to the checkered flag first today.
Yeah. Well, let's bring him in before he runs away. Your race winner, Michael Cozy Jr. Workman, take it away.
Down here at Virtual Victory Lane, Cozy, you would win at Daytona with the entire field wrecking behind you. You got caught up in the first incident of the race, but you were able to be out front when it mattered and be able to miss that last instant. So walk us through your night.
Yeah, well, I mean, go right place at the right time. That's all you got to do. I got caught up in that first wreck. I was really unlucky, but I just played it safe there at the end. I figured they'd probably tear each other up there at the end. Me and Ben were probably going to make a late push there, and we started to, and then they started wrecking. He got caught up in it. But, I was boxed in there. I had a good run. These things are so drafty, and you get a lot of runs, so I was just trying to, get myself kind of close to the front and have a shot to get it coming to the line. But I was boxed in there between Champagne, I think, and then I have to look at the replay of Travis. I think Fiasco made a big ass move down the middle. I wanted to do the same, but I kind of cleared him out, and just mows it on our way to the start finish line. What a finish, man! I'll take it, I guess.
Well, the difference for you, at least, between when we were back here for the fall brawl and tonight is that for the fall brawl, you were very commanding. You were up front all night long. But tonight you kind of had to work for it, and you're kind of middle of the pack most of the night. You did have times where you were up there leading. Was there any issues or something you were going through tonight that you didn't necessarily go through for the fall brawl? And then also, what did you kind of learn being there in the middle of the pack, and how can you apply that for tomorrow night?
What was your first question? Sorry.
Well, I was just saying, for when we were here a month ago for the fall brawl, you were just up there, very dominant car, able to lead laps like freaking Dale Earnhardt Jr. But tonight you kind of had to work for it. You're in the middle of the pack. So with that being said, anything you kind of learned being there in the middle of the pack tonight?
No, not really. I think I learned all I needed to learn the first go around. It's it's really easy to go front to back to front. The way the runs are and the side draft, you can do a lot here. Like you can, depending on how risky you're willing to be, you can get where you need to be pretty easily, at least as far as I'm concerned. So, Yeah, I mean, with this being a 25 lap dual race, once I lost my first reset, I just hung at the back there and let everybody else wreck and laugh at it. So I figured I was just going to drive back up there and wreck or win, but I got lucky this time. So it's hard to command the races though with these, just the way the draft package is. There's just so much suck and side draft and all that stuff. It's really hard to command the field. So as much as I'd like to do that, it'll probably just be a brawl either at the front or hanging out at honestly, I'll probably hang out at the back a lot tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Cozy, and congrats on the win. You're already 1-for-1. It's a non-points event, but a win's a win, and we'll look forward to seeing what you can do tomorrow night.
Hell yeah. I'll see you there.
All right, Jake.
Well, how about that? That's going to put Ryan Vargas and Michael Cozy Jr. on the front row for tomorrow night's Daytona 250. Thank you to all the drivers that popped into the booth tonight. Lowell, for joining me here for this second dual race, and the trio of Easter Day, Moonhead, and Sloppy Joe for joining me in the first one. For Cody Workman here in the broadcast booth with me, I'm Jacob Hitz. Thank you so much. We're going to see you tomorrow here for the Daytona 250. In the meantime, good night.